Mr. Schennach, today at the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe, you present your report on the challenge on substantive grounds of the still unratified credentials of the delegation of the Russian Federation. How can you evaluate the current situation with the unratified credential of the Russian Federation delegation?
I started with my report a new thinking. Because I made also the report about the Russian credential last year. And I applied not ratify or take away the credential. It was April, so take away the credential till the end of the year. Then I needed, as chair of the monitoring committee, needed means I waste 4 to 5 months to bring the Russians from the boycott back on the table. Immediately after I set up the ad hoc committee regarding Russian neighborhood policy. And then in Vienna, on 22nd of September, we started this ad hoc committee. And we came from the boycott to the dialogue. And that means, for example, that a Russian delegate in this subcommittee spoke in a nice way to the Ukrainian. The Ukrainians are not fully responsible for all what's happened on their country. This is a kind of political dialogue. And now there was the request to me, and I said, when we could be all heroes, yeah, clap on our shoulders and say we push them out. Then it's very easy. The Russian goes home and say we are heroes. The Ukrainian goes home and said we won in Strasbourg against the Russian, and we all can say we keep the policy high up on a high level. But what's happened? What was happened since April to now? The war and the crime and the situation moved worse and worse and worse. 5,000 people less are killed. About 800,000 disabled persons and displaced persons are in different countries, mostly in Ukraine, but a lot of them in Russian too, or Belarus or Poland. Now, I don't want to interrupt the political dialogue because I'm absolutely on the position peace and development in Europe is only possible with Russian, not without Russian, and not against Russian. So, and as Parliamentarian Assembly of Council of Europe, we have the only possibility. We have no army, we have nothing. We have only our values and the possibility to talk. And I don't want now the interruption of a half year of a year, then 10,000 people are dead. I want to come immediately. That means for me tomorrow. Since I got the order by the committee that I have to make this report, I slept in the last 3 days 5 hours because I'm always in discussion also with the Russian authorities, because tomorrow I want to set up a group which are going immediately to the Crimea to make the investigation of human rights and violence. And at the same time, 2 or 3 persons goes immediately to Moscow to meet Nadia Savchenko. And I put in today my own report a sub-amendment. And that means that Nadia, regarding Nadia Savchenko, to hand over her to a third country. And this we have, and for that we cannot need a break. And now in this report, this is, the critics said it's a weak report. I said it's much harder, especially for the Russian, because it's much more painful for the Russian to fulfill so many things in a very short time. And as the chair also for the neighborhood policy, Russian neighborhood policy, I brought also into this report regarding the Russian credential, not only the question of Crimea and Ukraine, also Transnistria, Abkhazia, Ossetia, and also Nagorno-Karabakh you will find in this report. So what's now on the table is much more bigger, and why we should stop now dialogue and political action.
On your opinion, what are the necessary prerequisites of the full participation of the Russian Federation delegation?
Sorry that I interrupted. To fulfill what I said, and one of the first topic is Nadia Sevchenko, and one of the on the same level. So we have one topics. Yeah, is immediately the investigation of human rights and violence, including the rights of minorities, the rights of the Tatars in Crimea. This is what is very urgent.
Thank you.
Thank you.